Shifting focus now, Russia and Ukraine stepping up attacks as the war enters a rather crucial phase. Fresh strikes hit cities while fighting intensified on the ground. Both Russia and Ukraine have launched a record number of drones on each other. Take a look.
Russia is increasing pressure across multiple fronts. Airstrikes, artillery fire, and ground movements are all rising at the same time. The pattern is clear. This is a coordinated push, not isolated attacks. Russian army launched one of the largest drone attacks since the start of the war. Ukraine says Russia has launched over 1,000 drones. This is the moment a drone hits residential area in Ukraine's Kharkiv.
We are in shock because the house has been destroyed and is badly damaged. You can see this side of the building, but the yard is destroyed on the opposite side. The kitchen is destroyed. There was a fire on the upper floor. We don't know where she, the mother-in-law, was. She was probably in the kitchen, right by the porch. The neighbors said she was in a state of severe stress and that her face and head were badly injured. She was taken to the regional hospital.
Ukraine, on the other hand, is also launching fierce attacks. Moscow says that a Ukrainian attack sparked a fire at a major port in the country's northwest in a barrage of almost 400 drones. Ukrainian drones flew off course out of Russian airspace, one hitting the chimney of a power plant in Estonia, the other landing in Latvia. Earlier this week, Ukraine hit another of Russia's major Baltic seaport, Primorsk, triggering a large fire that poured thick black smoke into the air. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
On to the world of sport for now. The IPL status as the fastest growing sports league in the world was cemented on Tuesday, as two deals worth almost a combined $4 billion were struck. And the value of the franchises, as well as the league, is only going to increase moving forward. It was Royal Challengers Bengaluru that became the most expensive franchise in IPL history. A consortium led by the Aditya Birla Group agreed to buy the reigning IPL and WPL champions for a staggering $1.78 billion. The deal was announced by the existing owners of the franchise, United Spirits Limited. As per USL, the consortium comprises of the Aditya Birla Group, the Times of India Group, Bolt Ventures and Blackstone. Once the deal is formally completed, both the men's and women's team will be owned and operated by this consortium. The next step involves the deal being approved by the Indian Cricket Board as well as the Competition Commission of India. That is expected to be done by September 2026. Until then, the current management structure will remain in place, which means there will be no change before the end of the 2026 season. The 19th edition of the IPL starts on Saturday with RCB in action against Sunrisers Hyderabad. And the new chairman of the franchise will be someone who has experience of playing in the IPL. Aryaman Birla is a former professional cricketer who played as a batter for the state of Madhya Pradesh in first-class cricket and was also part of Rajasthan Royal squad in IPL. He eventually retired from the sport in 2019 and transitioned into business. RCB was among the 8 original franchises when the IPL was established in 2008. It was the second most expensive franchise at the time and was bought for $111.6 million by the Vijay Mallya-owned United Breweries Group. its current sale of $1.78 billion, representing an increase in value. The amount paid for the Rajasthan Royals was slightly below RCP's mark, but still worth a huge $1.63 billion. The franchise has been sold to a US-based consortium. However, what is more striking about the deal is that the late Shane Warne's family is also set to receive a sizable amount after the sale, when Shane Warne was roped in by Rajasthan at the first ever IPL auction. The Australian, remember, negotiated a deal that secured him a 0.75% ownership stake for every season that he played for the franchise, in addition to a salary of $657,000. Warne, who was captain of the franchise, led the Royals to the title in the inaugural season of the IPL. He played for the Royals in 4 seasons, taking his total equity stake to 3%. And now, with the franchise's sale at $1.63 billion, Warne's family is set to earn $48.9 million. Remember, Shane Warne passed away in March 2022 due to a suspected heart attack. All right, so switching gears now. The deadly escalation unfolding along the Israel-Lebanon border. Israel stepping up airstrikes across Lebanon, targeting areas in Beirut's southern suburbs as well. Building collapses, thousands fleeing their homes. Hezbollah is firing back with rockets and drones, pushing the region closer to a wider and more dangerous confrontation. Our next report telling you more.
Explosions, smoke, and destruction. Israel has intensified strikes across Lebanon, leaving a trail of death and ruin. These are the visuals from the southern Lebanese city of Tyre, where a loud explosion rocked a residential neighborhood. The attack is the latest in an aggressive bombing campaign by Israel. Israeli strikes have also been reported in Beirut's southern suburbs. Streets could be seen covered in debris as the strikes damaged residential buildings. The attack has triggered a mass exodus.
It's enough. We can't take it anymore. My nerves are shot. I can't. Sometimes I think I should just go throw myself in the sea and end it. Just end it. Is this a life? Is this a place for someone to sleep?
Lebanese authorities say over 1,000 people have been killed so far and over 1 million have been displaced. But Israel has vowed to intensify its campaign. Defense Minister Israel Katz has vowed to occupy southern Lebanon up to the Litani River.
I don't think we have a position of annexation in Lebanon. I would say more than that. We don't have an interest to be in Lebanon. Today we have very limited forces next to the border. We have no choice.
Militant group Hezbollah has said it would fight to prevent Israeli troops from occupying southern Lebanon, calling such a move an existential threat to the Lebanese state.
Now, we are facing Israeli aggression. We are in a defensive situation. The resistance fighters are battling in that area to prevent Israel from achieving this objective. This poses an existential threat to Lebanon as a state and to its geographically defined borders recognized internationally. Therefore, we have no choice but to confront this aggression and cling to the land.
Despite intensifying strikes, Hezbollah is hitting back hard at Israel. The Iran-backed militant group claimed a series of attacks targeting Israeli troops in South Lebanon. In northern Israel, repeated air raid sirens sent residents to shelters. A woman was killed in the attack, and several cars were damaged by missile shrapnel. Sirens rang out across northern Israel, almost non-stop for hours, warning of drones and rockets fired from Lebanon. Reports say Hezbollah is firing nearly 100 rockets daily at Israel. As strikes intensify and rocket fire continues, fears of a wider war are growing. Civilians on both sides are caught in the crossfire, with homes destroyed and communities displaced. With no signs of de-escalation, the prospect of a prolonged war and regional instability is growing by the day.
Meanwhile, the US and Israel continue to attack Iran. Day 26 of the war, Iran, on the other hand, continuing to launch its fierce counteroffensive. IRGC saying it has launched its 80th wave of attacks on Israel and the US bases. And this also comes at a time when US President Donald Trump pushes to try and end the war. But Iranian state TV reporting that Tehran has rejected that peace proposal, laying out conditions to end the war. Our next report, breaking this down for you, getting you the latest images from the war zone.
Israel and the US are using heavy weaponry on Iran. The US military claims to have destroyed more than 9,000 military targets inside Iran, significantly removing the Iranian regime's combat capability. The US military released these new images showing the destruction of Iranian military sites. Israeli forces have also ramped up their attack. The Israeli military says that it has dropped 15,000 bombs on Iran since the war started on February 28. The Israeli military claims to have struck a submarine development facility in Isfahan. The International Atomic Energy Agency says it does not know the status of the new Iranian enrichment facility in Isfahan that is in an underground nuclear complex. Iranian military says that it continues to launch devastating strikes on Israeli and US targets. The IRGC claims to have attacked military command of Israeli army in the northern city of Safed. Iran says that in its latest attack it targeted Tel Aviv, Kiryat Shmona and Bnei Brak.
We state this clearly, until it is our will, nothing will go back to the way it was. That will only come about when the very thought of acting against the Iranian nation is completely wiped from your corrupt minds.
The IRGC says that it has also launched fresh strikes on US bases in Kuwait, Jordan and Bahrain, even as the US and Israeli military claims to have crippled Iran's launch capacity. The Sejel and Khorramshahr missiles are causing destruction. The exchange of heavy fire comes as Iran's military rejects President Donald Trump's assertion the US was in negotiations to end the war, saying the US is negotiating with itself. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.